Welcome, tubers. Thank you very much for tuning in again. Live feed, general chat, bit of a hangout, new chat thing here. Hopefully you can all read it. I'm transmitting at 1080p now. I think I've got all the bugs worked out. If you like it, hit that like button. If you don't hit the like button, I guess. I hope I've got the audio all set up. It looks like it's tapping out a little bit. It's going red, so maybe I might have to talk quieter. I don't know. If you like it, tell me if something's not right. Let me know. If you're watching this later on, down below it works the same. You can read the chat now. Hopefully it's all actually viewable, which will be good. Let's do this. Have we got anybody? Oh, we got a few people in the room already. That's great. It's 30. I turned it down from 30 frames. Oh, I turned it down from 60 frames per second to 30 frames a second. So hopefully this works. You can go down that bottom corner. Of course, it doesn't really work because it's behind there, and you can change the settings to 1080p if you want. I don't think it's going to buffer too much, but it might a little bit, I guess. So let's give this a crack. And see where we go. Let's have a look at the chat. Of course, I'm trying to watch myself and the camera and the chat at the same time. Rightio, Tony Dixon says, hi Pete, chat thing. Chat thing is up. Hopefully it can be read. Yours, good morning. Michael, hi. Keith, volume is good. That's awesome. Hey, it looks good. Thank you very much, Matt. Hey, Nicholas Scott, thanks for joining me. Chris, good morning. Still looking good. Are we talking me, or are we talking the camera, or the whole thing? Just to be clear. I'm not so sure about the sound, Pete. Hey there, Mike is in the room. What internet did you get? I went with My Republic. 3 eyeballs. I went with My Republic, so I got 100 megabits per second down and 40 megabits up. But it ins and outs and ups and downs. It's not always that fast, so you take what you can get. Why is it buffering? There is no way that should be buffering. Same, stream dead. Are you kidding me? I tested this for half an hour yesterday. Swirly circle for you too. God damn it. Circle of death. Ah. Must be that NBN. It is NBN. Don't change anything good. Okay, so it's back now. So I got to work out. So maybe I changed the frame rate back a little bit. Output. Maybe change the bit rate back to 15,000. Apply. I tried to do all this yesterday. I don't want to cut the quality down, but I don't want buffering and stuff like that. Back now working. Knocked me out down to 144p. Refresh and working now. 30 seconds lag. Yeah, the lag is terrible. I was watching it. I was trying to do a test yesterday, and the lag is just horrendous. It's in between 10 and 30 seconds in between when you type something and it actually shows up on the screen back at your end again. So Mike, how many cells are on the wall behind you? It looks like you should have built a big one. Yeah, I've still got another 1,000 cells I can put up there, but there's a few missing. I've still got a box full of them I haven't put up there yet. So it is the problem is because I work on a big. I've got a main road behind me, my house, as you can probably hear in all my videos. It's with the trucks driving past and whatever. And we had a really big truck sort of rumble up the street yesterday, and all the cells come off the wall just a little bit, and I had to go and pat them all back down to put them back on the wall. So I don't know how much longer that's actually going to stay there. and or I'll take the screws out the bottom of the, I'll take the screws out down along here, and then pack it out a centimetre or two, so it's actually on a backwards angle. Maybe that might be working well, or maybe working better. Okay, working here on 720p. Oh, that's good. The wall of cells is crazy. I'm hoping to actually get that. The plan always was, but I didn't have the timber and I needed to do a video. If anybody remembers that ridiculous amount of editing for 3 bits of wood, the plan is actually to do that whole wall, that whole thing, just with all cells. I don't think that's going to look sexy as. The piece of board behind it can hold well, and I've got heaps of screws up the top, so I don't think it's going to have any problem holding the weight. So, and it'll make a good backdrop, because what I want to do is I want to turn my whole shed around, and I want to actually have that sort of behind me and have my desk and stuff here, so I can put my cameras to the other side of the desk and then shoot it over to there. Well, that's the plan anyway. That works for YouTube. It doesn't work for my day-to-day job, which I really need to concentrate on these days. 720p. So who's got what with the P wise? 720. Is it still 1080? I knocked off 5,000 kb per second, so maybe it's not 1080 anymore. And is the chat still clear? Are those bad cells? I missed the memo. Okay, so all the blue cells are good. And they're 2400 milliamp hours or above. All these green cells are all 3000 milliamp hours. You can see all the green through here. And then anything below and above is basically out of the bin, because I only did it for that. I only really did it for the piece on the ABC. Like, put so many up there. I dragged out a whole bunch of cells. And get the boys to say, wires or cells on wall are in series connected. Why are all cells on wall in series? You reckon just make one big battery? Do you get all your cells from laptop battery packs? Yes, I have. I haven't used any from drills or anything yet. Got nearly 400 NCR. Oh man, that's sweet. Those they are the grey LGs, I think. They are awesome. Oh, the green actually are similar. That would be cool. Hello from England. Welcome, Andrew. Is the wall unprocessed cells? No, they're all processed. Above the blue line there, I got from the fireman. So they're not my processed cells. I'd fill that wall up 3 times over with all the cells I've processed easily. I think is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. There's 28 rows. There's 28 rows of cells, and they're almost 100 across, so there'll be plus 2,500 cells up there. Nice one, Chris. Got the boys to stack by colour. That's not going to happen. 1080, 1080. 420 doing good. That's all right for a phone. 1080 works. Okay, cool. Okay. Cool. So we've still got some good quality. I guess you'll tell me if it drops out. I don't need to ask that. The chat will just explode with "it died." No, I'm going to do 18650 on there. Oh, it must be cold. I'm all nipply. Stream is good. Dark green, light green. Panasonics. Hi from Sweden. Willie, welcome. Greetings from Canada. Okay, here getting occasional circle of death. Oh, that's not good. I'm just going to have to tinker with it a little bit until I get it spot on. But I can't account for, it's the weekend, so it should be quicker. Unless my son is inside the house downloading stuff, which is also possible. Because I didn't ask him to get off his computer today. I figured I'd have enough bandwidth. Looks smooth and clear. We also have 1200 testing, 2200 milliamp hours. Going to take a while with one opus. Yeah, I've I've only got one opus left. I got one opus left. All the rest have died. But can I get this cable over here? If I unplug this ceases to work as a good idea. Yeah. That's going to smash on the floor for sure. Can you read that? $2,300 milliamp hours, 23, 23, 23, 23, all from heaters. Now, I thought these ones, I think, I looked on the forum, and then they got the green end, so I think they're 2100 milliamp hours, which, you know, stands to reason because, you know, how accurate is the opus anyway. But they literally come out of, I got about 50 of these packs, little Toshiba packs. Toshiba. And they're all new old stock. So they're all new cells, and I got heaps of them. And I was considering selling them so I can actually buy, well, fund, or partly fund, a NUC for the power shed, because the computer I've got down there is horrendously slow. I don't know if I will or not yet. There's some usable numbers for me, and there's a lot there. Hell, I could give cell 5. I could give cell 5 some buddies. I think I've got enough cells there to actually do all the outside. Greetings from Tanakana. You can ask them if you've got any questions. Ask some questions or a general chat or whatever. I'm up for it. I've got nothing to do until my wife goes skydiving in an hour or so. So as soon as she comes, I'm gonna have to leave you for a little while and then come back. Just because I want to say goodbye to wifey. Oh, that's a good thing, right? Tanakana, getting the occasional circle of death. I'm very sorry, Stephen. Looks smooth and clear. 1200. Hi from NYUSA, Dave. Welcome, Dave. Thanks for joining in. Up early station. Not so much early. 8 o'clock in the morning. I thought I'd try and get the US guys. What brand, if any, laptop batteries do you have the best experience? Cheers for demo. Okay, so the best experience with. I'll see if I can find some. Dells. That's a lot of cells, by the way. That's just... I have now got enough laptop batteries, unprocessed, to go to almost 100 kilowatt hours. Just to annoy some people on this planet. Okay, so the best ones I've had experience with are these ones. They are Dell 87 watt hours. Or the bluer Dells. We need some light. Jehu light. Rightio. That might go better there. So Dell ones, they are really, really good. They always contain some mint cells. Of course, I've got no gloves on. Oh, that one is, they're orange Sanyos. So they're always good cells. And you should always do this with no gloves on, people. Oh, pinks. Pink LGs. Both brilliant cells. I can't remember what off the top of my head, but I know they're both really, really usable. I've got nothing more on top, really. I've had a really good run with these Dells as well. These grey packs. They're when they've got a blue square here, they're a better sell. I think these ones will be. I think they're affectionately known as baby shit brown. That's it. I'm putting gloves on. I'm sorry, call me a girl, but I'm putting gloves on. I got to go through and sort out what I've got today. I really should put some effort into that. If anybody's here at the end, Bo's dad is in the house. Bo's dad pack still hasn't been built. That's it. I don't care what anybody says, this is the only way to do this. Oh, I got some green LGs. That just completely destroyed my day. Because green LGs aren't the ones I usually like to use. But, that goes in there. I got some, you remember I had some baby shit browns that all tested like 1700 milliamp hours. So I sold all those off cheap. I think I sold 9 cells for $1 or something. I think it may have even been less than that. But all of these test at 24 or 2500 milliamp hours. And I got a bunch of them as well, so that's going to be cool. And I've got another 500 or 600 blue ones, so I can definitely go to 70 kilowatt hours with the blue cells at this point, I reckon. Maybe, possibly. Now I've got mess everywhere. Oh, and I printed this. Of course, I got Aaron's. Aaron's in the house. I'm so far behind with the chat. I'm gonna have to go back and find where I am. Someone shared this on the DIY Powerwall's Facebook group on Thingiverse, and it's the. I'm almost going to have to unplug this now. There we go. Oh, I didn't write down the values. Doesn't matter. They're all awesome. So that's like a direct replacement for the bottom of your Opus, except it's got the fan in it. I thought that was a really neat thing. Of course, I think I'm going to have trouble. You got to knock out. There's a vent there. Oh, I keep forgetting where the camera is. You got to knock that out so that the air can flow through there. But I think that's going to be a challenge. I think I'll drop the drill in there and just drill a couple of holes and then dig it out. So it's got all the support structure. I think that took like 6 hours or 8 hours or something to print. But I'm pretty keen to see how that turns out. I might do that a little bit later, and someone's obviously put a lot of effort into that, so it'd be very good if it works. I got the I've only got the 3D printer for another week or two, so I better get all over that if I want to get some of them printed out. Okay, what can Dave? Oh, hi Ronald, my son is watching with me. G'day Ronald, thanks for watching, buddy. Sorry, that might have taken too long. The attention span of my 3-year-old, it wasn't minutes. Are they from Pack 5? No. The shed. Okay, do you have all the string of panels combined on the roof? Yes, I do. So above me on my shed roof, I've got 15 panels, and they're god damn, I hate this. They're 3 in series and then 5 in parallel. So 3, oh god, I hate doing this, especially on camera because I know I get it wrong. So there's 3 panels, negative to positive, making like a 100-volt panel, a single 100-volt panel. And then that comes into a combiner, and then that joins negative and positive to the negative and positive of the 3 beside it. And they all go back into a combiner box, and then that goes via one 6mm square cable, 45 meters or something, down to the charge controller. Now, just because I got 8 panels, not 9, on the second lot, on the house roof there, they're just 2 panels joined together, and then then there's 4 groups of 2 panels. Making like 60 volts or 70 volts or whatever it is that go down to the PCM60X. and I find putting power directly into the PCM60X, geez, it runs cooler because it's not transferring it to the batteries. It's just using it directly from the solar panels. It actually runs a lot cooler. So I didn't realize that would happen. Turn cell into a power bank. No, any luck doing a refurbished cycle on the Opus? No, I haven't never really done that. I haven't really needed it. And plus it takes time and I don't have time. What I was going to do, because the next little series of basics, like the videos I'm going to do on the cell fuses. And if I get time, I'm going to do that this weekend, but I don't know if I'm going to get time. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take cell 5, because it's been knocked around and stuff. When the ABC were here the other day, when I say we, it was me, knocked it around and I broke some fuses and stuff like that. So just showing them, trying to get them to understand. So I'm going to fix up all the fuses today, and then this is charged to 4.2 volts, and then for the fuse test, I am going to use this webcam, which is 1080p at 60 frames per second, and then I'm going to use my iPhone, and then I'm going to use my Samsung, and then I'm going to use a GoPro, and then I'm going to use my Nikon camera, all on this simultaneously, and I'm going to dead short it and see if all the fuses blow. It's a pretty redundant test, but if I can actually catch it on video, it might actually be cool. So, and I've done it before. It really doesn't do much. It just goes and they're all gone. But if I have enough cameras on it, and if I do it at night time, maybe we might get some fireworks or something, and with them all blowing like little explosions or something. Who knows? Let's try that and see how that turns out. But I've got to get around to doing that video. I was going to try and start doing 3 videos a week plus 1 live feed a week, just so I can. I really want to try and earn. I think earn's the right word. I really want to try and earn more money from YouTube. Not get given. I'm not interested. Like, don't get me wrong. I love donations and I love getting money, but I really want to make sure that I do something for it. So I'm going to try and push out some more videos, get some more income happening, so I can actually buy my shipping container, or help fund the stuff that goes along with that. I also need a knuck for down in the shed, and I got a couple of very kind donations last night, which I'm extremely appreciative of, which will go halfway to getting my new knuck for down the shed. I'm just going to buy a second-hand one off eBay because I can't justify spending $400 on a knuck, so I think I can get one for like $200, and it's entry level. And then we can do what we were talking about a few weeks on the live feed and change the get all the adapters and stuff in there, so I don't have to run it DC. AC, I can run it DC. I really want to clean it up. I also want to take the screen out from down there, but the screen's really good for the beta room stuff and having a look when I'm down there, and it's good for video. But I'm using a 19-inch screen here, and I got a 24-inch screen down there, and it doesn't really make any sense. So I think I'm going to take the screen out from down there and bring it up here. Unfortunately, the screen that I'm using here I can't put down there because it doesn't have the holes in the back. First world problems, right? Right now, where are we up to? Dell's by far the best brand. Grab them puppies up if you find any. Absolutely. I have got half a box full of new old stock, and I'm absolutely stoked to have them. And especially when I wasn't actually looking for them, they were offered to me. And I'll probably give them a shout out when I work out exactly how to do that, and then take it from there. I agree. Dells have been good to me. Yeah, it seems like a common consensus that the Dells are very, very good. South Africa, hi from South Africa, 500 cells process. HP is also good. Any of the big brands are typically good as long as they're a more modern pack. You can usually tell an older pack because you go to break it and the plastic just falls apart. So that's a really good way of telling age, I guess. Where are we up to? Dells have been good. Holy heck, I'm so far behind. Right, I'm going to rip into this and I'm going to stop dribbling shit. I don't think there's a Dell is blue. Beck's packs are bright orange. Bright orange ones are good. HP, pink LG's usually 2600. Yep. I know somebody that I can't share has done a whole bank out of pink, like on the outside, like my blue ones. It's sort of on the outside with the pink LGs. I might ask if I can share that but we haven't got any. I haven't got any photos of it all neatened up and tidied up, just in progress of being installed. Green LGs are crap. Those are the for I think mine test crappy. Oh, there we go. I'll have to look on the DIY Powerwalls forum and have a look on the cell database. Everyone should go to the forum because that is absolutely growing exponentially. It had, and look, I'm going to read the statistics straight from the statistics. I'm not going to listen to Mike, my web guy. And we had 400,000 page views last month. 400,000. We've had 100,000 this month already. Get in. No, we've had more than 100,000. We had 100,000 2 days ago. He reckons there's something with bots and spammers and all this, but we're just gonna look at that figure and run with it. 400,000 pages. Holy shit, that's awesome. And it just proves that there's getting more and more value to that forum, and people are enjoying it and going back. The values of the video. Get the values of the videos. Don't just take them out. I replaced Opus fan with a Delta 1 when it crapped out. Oh, there we go. I posted a link for the fans that might fit in there. Oh, thanks, Keith. I haven't had a look back in there yet. Bose pack is a myth. It's there. It's been seen in hundreds of videos. It's there, and it's there. It's there. It exists. The bus bars have even been made. I even stole off my Sparky 2 mounts back so I could mount it on. But then the idea didn't work. You know, when you walk into my power shed, most of you have never walked into my power shed, but there is a select few that have. When you walk into my power shed, on the right-hand side, that wall there, sort of where the monitor is, what I want to actually do is actually put another 2 packs there, because I'm really starting to have problems with the pack on the other side. It gets more out of balance than any other packs out there, or cells, because it's got the highest draw on it. What's that? There's 22 amps coming out of it at the moment. There's 6 millivolts difference. So 0.6 millivolts difference between high and low. And I can't even show you because I haven't got that set up with this OBS. What do we got? The amp hours. Delta fan crapped out. I posted a link for fans. Myth. Oh my god, nice camera. Yeah, so the camera is... And the camera is a Logitech C930E with a maximum resolution of 1920 by 1080. So that's I think it's one of the highest end Logitechs you can get, and I think it's got a recommended retail price of about $155. Hello, Bo's dad. How's the hot water working out? The hot water is still working brilliantly. Now on the hot water I've got 2 boosts, which uses about 8 kilowatt hours from the grid every day. Coming on to summer now, it's going to be awesome that I think I can actually turn that off. In addition to that, and you'll hear this first, I have just ordered another inverter. I am trying to put the whole process in place to move forward and go towards the shipping container idea, which means I'll need more power, I'll need more cables and lots of things, I guess. So I should be, once stuff gets finalized, have 8,000 watts of power available in my house. And that, of course, I'm going to go with the MPP solar. Was it PIP 4048 MS? So it's got the 80 amp charge controller, even though I'm not putting a lot of charge into them. So I can't wait to get that. I think I stuffed up. I don't think they actually. I don't think I actually ordered the parallel kit, but I don't know if I'm going to actually put that into the power shed as it sits, or wait a little bit longer. So things are moving forward. It just takes time and the wife to agree it's a good idea. And that's the difficult part. Where are we up to? Hot water. Oh, I got completely sidetracked by his dad. So the hot water, hopefully, as well, I will be able to actually put onto the inverter, so on the batteries. So hot water will be completely off grid as well. And then I'll probably just do one boost, say at 3 o'clock in the morning or something. So that means there's no load on those inverters whatsoever, and I can just put it on for an hour or something. And if I've got the two inverters, it'll only pull 2,000 watts from each inverter, which I think will be doable. Was it 1,900 watts from both inverters for an hour? So that's going to generate a bit of heat as well. So I've got to get those fans and stuff installed this weekend, I hope. Is your charge controller and inverter grid tie, one box or separate components? Okay, so my charge controller, I've got a PCM60X as one charge controller, and that's on 3 kilowatt panels. And then I've got the 1.5 kilowatt panels on my inverter. But none of that stuff is grid tied. I have also 24 panels. They're 250 watt panels, and that system's about 4 years old, to a what is it, SMA TL5000 inverter. That is grid tied, but it has nothing to do with the stuff that I'm doing. That was all commercially installed. Underneath, there's a scheme in Australia that installed all the solar. I hope I answered that question. Where do you get all those batteries? I get them from anywhere I can. I'm a bit of a prostitute. As long as I can get them, I will take them. And there's Average Joe did a really good video the other week on where to get the cells and how to find them and stuff like that. So Average Joe, go over to his channel and take a look around. And if you can't find Average Joe's channel, on the right hand side of my homepage, he'll be in the suggested. If you were starting, would you go separate solar charge current inverter or go with MPP? If I was starting and I didn't have any money, I'd go with the MPPT or the MPP solar unit. Absolutely. The reason why I didn't do that initially is because I already had the PCM60X and I wanted to separate out the heat. And I think heat will be the kicker, especially in Australia. So I wanted to reduce the heat on the inverter itself, if that makes sense, by using the PCM60X. But certainly, I mean, with good ventilation and stuff like that, you can just use the one and not have any problems. That is my firm belief. Is your charge... Okay, where do you get all your batteries? Done that. If you were starting again, done that. Shane Becker, hi from NZ. Welcome, buddy. Thank you very much for joining. Do you expect the fuses to blow on the positive or negative side? Well, there's none on the negative side. On the negative side is normal... the negative side is normal wire. And I actually have a resolution where you can probably see that. It's actually the same wire as the bus bar. So I've just stripped it out. But this is like the, what is it, active and neutral, this wire. But the on the negative side, the ground is slightly smaller here in Australia. So I've used the ground wire for that. So yeah, so it's not going to blow on the negative side, it's only going to pop on the positive because that's got the little 6 amp fuse. Or the fuse wire that blows at 6 amps. Where we go. What kind of BMS can I use for Nissan Leaf batteries in 48 volt? Of course, you can use the Batrium unit. The Batrium has a Nissan Leaf Mon. Well, it's called a Leaf Mon if you go to batrium.com. And it's actually designed for a Nissan Leaf battery. You just bolt it on, you plug it in exactly the same way I do, and away you go again. And it's perfectly suited to it. There's a lot of electric cars in Australia that are homebrewed electric cars. There's a place out, I think it's Zuzi Sport at Springwood, that make a lot of these electric vehicles and stuff like that, and use the Batrium gear. And you just bolt it on and away it goes. There's lots of them on there. In fact, I think there's a couple of photos on the actual Batrium site. Hi from West Texas. Big smile. Thank you very much for joining. Problem here in New Zealand is power companies have started finding people for using Sorry, I'm going to read that again. The problem here in New Zealand is power companies have started fining people for using solar energy while still connected to the grid. Are you shitting me? That's bureaucracy gone wrong. Fernando, welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining us. Get the values of your bats of the videos later. Don't just take them out. I'm not sure what you're going on about there, Chris. Sorry. Do you find using solar while using the grid? How do you find you using... Yeah, I don't get that. Hey, mate, when do you get the old... Okay, so you can... Okay, so laptop batteries, you can get them from anywhere. They are out there. You've got to... It's not easy. There is nothing easy about finding these things. Schools, private, public, doesn't matter. Ring the school up, find the IT department, stalk him in the car park, whatever, and ask the question, because sometimes they go through and do a warranty replacement on all the laptop batteries for the schools, and they will replace 400 laptop batteries in one hit and then have nowhere to put them or dump them. That has been a really good source for me in the past. Tool companies, hardware stores that have the recycle bins, go and ask if you can talk to the guy that does the recycling, see if you can get them from there. Offices, government offices, agencies, recycle centres, tip shops, they are out there. There is a lot of places you can go. It's not just it's not just recycle centres and stuff like that. So I have a visitor. You look there and you've got to say hello, tubers.
Hi, tubers.
No, you got to talk up.
Hello, tubers.
And you say, what's happening?
What's happening?
And then in about 30 seconds time, YouTube will decide that they can reply to you. But by that time, I'm going to have to ask you to go back outside because you'll drive me crazy. Do you drive Dad crazy? Sometimes? No. We're not playing little tiny bits of Lego heads out here. No. Okay, off you go. Has Mum gone skydiving yet?
Huh?
Is Shakira here yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. Off you go. Outside.
I'll check. It's coming.
Sorry about that. We got interrupted by somebody that's way more important. Keep up the good work. Slowly being better impacts. Pick up 20, 25. That's cheap, Joshua. If you can get 20 250 watt panels for $200, is that $200 each or $200 for the lot? You should get the Logitech 4K Pro and then watch your internet kill itself again. No, this one was all right, and this is what they had in stock, Aaron. So, Aaron, I walked in the other day and Seeming says, "Peter, you're famous. I need a photo with you. So when you're even more famous, I can say I know you." It was quite hilarious, actually. Does the missus agree with what you're doing? She didn't start off agreeing, but she certainly does now because, well, we've got so much power now we don't know what to do with. That said, we've had like 3 months of perfect weather, even though it's really, really dry and we haven't had any rain lately. Well, I guess maybe 2 months. It's been really good anyway. The batteries haven't been flat for a long time. At least several months. Well, since I got the new panels were the thing that did it. On your 250 watt panels, have you gotten more than half of the rated power from them? That is my problem. 200 watt panels putting out 1200 watts. I think my on a good day I'll get I've got 6,000 watts of panels. On an average day I'll get to 4,500 watts max. Like, you know, but I've got them on two different angles. So I got them west, and then I got them north. So I got setting sun and then true north. So it's a bit funny with how much power I get. I get more power in the afternoon than I get in the morning. In the world, in a country with such strong, you get 100. You also need cool climate, Simon, because heat affects the output of your panels. I've checked that actually wire blows at 6 amps. Yes, I checked and rechecked and then checked again and then I checked again and then I guessed twice And then I sent all of my wire over to Average Joe so he could get his to do it, and he got mine to blow at 19 amps on his equipment. But that doesn't matter because 19 amps is nothing if you're pumping energy into a dead shorted battery. It's just going to blow like that. Especially when you've got 79 other cells pumping energy into it. Yeah. Even a 20 amp fuse will work. I mean, it's not ideal, but it does work. But my tests say in between 5 and 6 it blows. Perfect angle and bright sun, no clouds, still get half the power from Siemens panels. I can't, yeah, I'm not a solar expert, I guess. Okay, I need you to...
Hello, Toby.
Yep, okay, outside, go, shoot fly. He will drive me crazy if he's here. He's got a little a chewing gum thing full of heads off Lego, and he shakes them and it just kills me. And now he's walking outside shaking him. Depends on where you are in the world. Yes, I have checked that the wires usually blow at 6 amps. Yes, I've done that. 5 fast buddies. I have them at a perfect angle, still get half the power from the Siemens panel. Hey buddy, did you like Dragon? Yes, he loved the Dragon. He wants me to build a whole family of Dragons, but all the other Dragons are much larger and will take 10 hours per print, and I don't want to waste that much printing time when I've got to give back a printer shortly. Is there any sort of follow in regards to your installation? Yes, common sense is a really good one to follow. Apart from that, I need to be under 120 volts VDC. Apart from that, I can do everything as long as it's best practice and stuff like that. But then you've also got the other side of insurance and stuff like that. And I recommend you ring your insurance company and have a conversation, a long conversation, and get everything in writing. What's $200 for the lot? Those are those solar panels, and that's $200 for the lot. That is awesome. Skydiving work, parachute. Parachute has got my name. Oh no. She's going indoor skydiving, so I don't think that comes with the same problems as outdoor skydiving. People upgraded and replaced these panels. Only 2 had issues. Oh, that's that. Oh, sweet. Bodad, where are you? Where in about? I'm in Sydney. Get winter. I know in the UK they get around 50%. That's true. I think over there they get much less. Is the volume low? I'm having problems. My phone is almost on the max volume. No, it's all right. I think it's all right. Is anybody else having problems? The new camera is so good. I'm not even going to mention the terrible audio. So what's up with the audio? I don't know how to make the audio any better. I wonder if I run the old camera mic. This is supposed to have an awesome microphone. And I changed it. I changed the hertz up, and I changed it from stereo to mono because someone was complaining about that yesterday as well. So what's the issue with the terrible audio? Can you describe it to me? Oh, I guess I can watch it back later and listen and see what I can do about making it better. Is build your battery wall cheaper than a Tesla Powerwall? It's cheaper in the fact that you can do it scalable and you can do it in bits and pieces while you have money, whereas a Tesla Powerwall, you got to put your hand in your pocket hard for the first one. I got more capacity for less money, but am I going to get the same capacity for a longer time? That is the question. And if you look at a Tesla motor car, they're getting 200,000 Ks with 20% degradation of battery or something. That's some good figures. So I definitely think that mine isn't going to last as long. But then again, I can maintain mine. If one of my cells go low, I can just swap it out and away it goes, can't I? Yeah. Oh, you dropped out already. Oh, I must have missed that message. Okay. I want to run this about another half an hour or so because my throat's getting sore from talking. So if you want to crank out some messages now, let me know. And I'll try and get them all. Simon, I'm near Chicago in the US. During the testing phase, how hot is too hot for each cell? Will there be a difference between charging and discharging? Yeah, discharging are often hotter because the Opus units get hot, in my case. But literally all that I did to test mine, I mean, a lot of you have seen, I work here, or work in this area, and I got my little testing rig over here. So I'd literally just put my hand on it, and if I could feel one cell that was hotter than the rest, then like I'd just put my fingers on it, and if I could feel one that was hotter than the rest, it went. I didn't I didn't recheck anything that got hot. I didn't turn the amps down. I didn't do anything. I figure if it's getting hot under 1 amp charge or 1 amp discharge, it has a problem. Therefore, it can go. It doesn't matter. So, Mike, the sound is perfect. What's wrong with it? Audio is good for me. Sounds no problem with the audio here. Sounds fine on iPad. A little hollow. Okay. I wonder if that's just because I'm in my shed. A little echoey. Maybe it's better. Maybe I'll put some buffers over it or something. Some foam pads. I'm on Linux OS and it's fine to me. Oh, there we go. On the phone, there we go. On the phone, it's quiet but still okay. They're probably watching on iPhones. Yeah, audio's perfect. Okay, so the audio sounds sweet. Okay. Oh, Brad's in the house as well. Over 3 kilowatt array and have seen a peak value of 9.2 kilowatt and regularly get 2.5 kilowatt, 2.9. That's some pretty good results. You can't complain about that. Jeez. On a cold day, like in winter sometimes we have like really windy, gusty, cold days, and my inverter can sit at 5,000 watts for 4 hours. It just cranks all day. That heat really makes a difference. Bostad, seems like you're losing power. Those second-hand panels. Try and find out what panels in your area are getting. Also, jump up, disconnect all your panels and see what their voltage are under no load. Maybe you got one panel that's just sucking the life out of the rest of them. I guess it depends on the voltage, so you got to be careful when you're doing that. I did change my inverter frequency from 50 hertz to 60 hertz. Now it's going good. Oh, awesome, Fernando! It's good to hear you got that sorted out. Audio is muffled and low for me, but maybe it's just me. The video and audio is out of sync. It shouldn't be out of sync. I might try changing the kilobits per second down a little bit. Just, has anybody dropped out from before? You remember when there's a lot of people here that are here from the beginning. Has anybody dropped out earlier? Like when we dropped out at the beginning of the live feed, has anybody dropped out again or had the little syncy thing? The little spinny thing on the screen? My dog's going nuts. Where's my phone? I usually get my phone out of my pocket. Nope. 8:47. Okay. Disregard what the timer says. I think I might call this in 15 minutes. I agree with Simon on the sound. Okay, I'll go back to my other camera. I'll just plug the two cameras in and next time and see if that's any better. But the old ones, yeah. So the old camera was a little 720p one, a little one. So can't even show you the new one, but it's awesome. It's like twice the size and 4 times the weight, and it's actually got a little a thing on it, so you can put it on a what do you call it, on a tripod mount, which I thought was a neat little thing. I'm going to see if I can actually make a mount for it to actually mount onto my screen, so it puts it in a really good place. So, I mean, I'm looking up here at the screen, and the camera's down here. So if I move the camera up a little bit higher, maybe it might look like I'm engaging with the audience a little bit more. Mine's synced, but the audio's muffed audio. I don't get that. No dropouts, no lag, no drop frames. Awesome. Also in the UK, sync and clear. Maybe refresh your page, see if it resyncs again. Maybe it's OBS. I did change the sync. What is it? The output? Keyframe interval. No, I don't know what the keyframe interval is. CPUs. Profile. None. The CPU usage is high at my end, so maybe that's got something to do with it, possibly. What else we got? The camera is much better. You can't impress everyone, mate. Oh no, it's not about impressing everybody. It's about trying to do the best I can, and I think the better it is. It sounds like on the phone with headphones. It's a hollow sound, too much bass. Oh, that's the Aussie accent, bro. That was when I went through puberty. Did that? Not really. No. Print them out. I've got so many things I want to print, Aaron. Oh no, that's Brad. Sorry. I got so much stuff I want to print, and I've got like 5 days left with the printer, and I've got to run around today and try and find some more filament because it wasn't going to get here in time. Mike spam. Don't forget your project cells on the counter. Cell counter. We need to get that to 200,000 cells. Absolutely, we do. Good video. Not about a little boxy sounding. Sounds narrow. Sounds clearer when you're back at the bench, I think. Well, the camera is like 30 centimeters away from my head. I might actually... Hello from work. Average Joe, you fix planes. You should be concentrating on your job. Only dropped 3 frames in 30 minutes. Oh, that's all right. Audio's fine for me. Not out of sync and running behind VPNs with a super low internet speed. Got to be happy with that. It is almost 9 o'clock in the morning, so I'll finish this at 9 o'clock, which is a little bit earlier than I was going to, but yeah. Mike, Karen, can I borrow the printer next? I think I'm going to definitely buy one. I can get one from Banggood. I've just got to get permission from the wife. So I haven't been doing a lot of work lately, so I've actually got to pick up actually working for a living a little bit to get some spare cash behind me again. Will you ever get to a point with your system to be 100% off-grid possible? Yes, but I will never go 100% off-grid because, let's face it, the grid is really convenient. As you're in the US, there's a logistical problem there. Pete, process those cells behind you, you'll get 200k. Yeah. Now, all the blue ones are already included. If you want to, yeah, if I was going to process all the cells behind me, wait a minute, I'm going to move the camera, which is probably going to be a bad idea. Where is it? I keep changing shit. I guess if you look there, that's a heap of cells, but if you look down there, this is a little wonky. All that cells. So that big box there is all full of cells. There's 380 laptop batteries in that big box alone. So there is plenty to play with. I'm just going to work out where to put that. There we go. That looks good. Now that doesn't look good. Where am I? There we go. Center of screen. So there is still a few for me to process, but with one Opus that's going to take some time. But to be honest, it's not worth buying any more Opuses at this point. Unless someone in Brisbane has some Opuses that they're finished with, I'll buy them off them to save the whole shipping thing. Break time. Oh, there we go. Sucks to be you. It's getting shorter each time. No, I've got to keep it short. The people that watch it back don't want to be sitting here for hours and hours and hours. I've been on for almost an hour already. How many cells do you have on the back wall there? I think there's about 2,500, something like that. That's just on the wall. That's not. There's another. There's what 1,300 here, or something like that. Anyway, there's a lot. Peter said off to bed. See you next time. Thanks very much for tuning in. Azza, LOL. It cost me more to send the printer than the printer costs. I bet it would. Same time zone as Average Joe. You're at Forest Lake, isn't it? Yes, that's where I live. I have around 2,000 settles ready for once I built my discharge board. Awesome. Corey, good morning. Thank you very much for joining. Do you think e-bicycle is possible with free? Anything is possible with refurbished shells. It's just a matter of maintenance, I guess. So there's a lot of people that have used recycled cells to make e-bikes and stuff like that. E-bikes and cars and power walls and their motorhomes and stuff. They've been used quite a lot. Wondering why you're not using broken laptop as the screen is broken or reach instead of using a NUC to log everything. I've literally had about 10 laptops down there. Laptops are not designed to run 24/7, and they just fail down there all the time. I've been through that. I've done that. It just doesn't work. So I've gone the whole laptop thing. I really have tried that. It's useless. You break more stuff than you fix, and then there's the management load too. I don't want to go down that shed anymore. I want to be able just to go click, done, and it works. But I do like remoting in all the time, and it's just slow. If you lived in Queensland. Do you think an e-bike? Wondering what you're using broken. There we go. That answers that. Yes, for e-bike and refurbished shells. That's heaps of bike. No, I haven't tested Cell 5 yet. It's Cell 5. It's not Pack 5. I got to stick to my guns on that. Do you have a job? Yes, I work here every single day. I'm a computer technician because there is like hardly any computers in the screen, or Xbox, or PlayStation 4. Look at this for a PlayStation 4. I literally opened this PlayStation 4 and about 400 cockroaches fell out. That's disgusting. That is terrible. Cockroaches crapped shit and piss on everything. And of course they want their data back out of it again, so I have to fix it. Which will be really exciting because I have to do motherboard repair. And I hate doing motherboard repair. And I have to do a HDMI repair. And I hate doing HDMI repairs because of those countless numbers of little tiny pins. But I guess what you do, you have to do what you need to do to pay the bills. And I charged him extra because that's just feral. But he was happy to pay it. He was very good about it. It wasn't him that done it. It was his son and his house or something. So you get that, don't you? Mr. Williams is in the house. Joe Williams. I'm gathering you're assuming. Warm shed, not a good place for a laptop either. No, not at all. And they do get hot. And because some of the laptops I was using were a little bit older, they were running hard all the time just to do all the programs that I want. Because I run 5 programs on those simultaneously usually. Except the computer I've got down there at the moment. And my absolute faith in the Batrium stuff. I usually just run the Batrium these days. I wish I knew how to play with that stuff more and get stuck into it. If I knew Arduino stuff, the extra stuff I could do, like DIY tech and repairs, Daniel, Jesus, that'd be some serious fun. But I am learning something new, and that's the 3D printer. Anybody that's just come into the room, if they had a look on the forum, hey look, that's clear. Why is that clear? That's weird. I must have set chroma key or something. Who's he? Tony. Where's Tony? Tony Dixon. Oh, it's green screen. I wonder if that's green because I got Corona key or something. Anyway, doesn't matter. So I 3D printed that. I've 3D printed a few things, but my kids steal them all. Every time my 5-year-old get home from school, he says, "Dad, did you 3D print anything for me today?" And I'm trying to keep on track, and I'm trying to do stuff that's practical and I can use within my within my experiment. Obviously, I did these the other day. That was in the last video. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Um, it it just works. That's literally just a box, but that took me a long time to work out how to do that box. The first one I did it with the walls were too thick. I did them a centimetre wide. It took 9 hours to build it. This one took 3 hours, and I reckon I can change it a little bit more to get it done to 2 hours. So definitely be working on that. Definitely fun. So that there goes like that, and it replaces this bottom bit. So get some more airflow and stuff to it and see how it goes. Pretty keen to get that. I'm going to have to order some fans or have a look at all my second-hand fans and see if I can find a fan that'll fit in there. So I need to go home. I'm using a friend's Wi-Fi when I get back. Good on you, mate. Steal the Wi-Fi. That's all good. That's gross. Be careful, or your shop will be full of cockroaches. No, no, it's fine. I got that shit covered. Don't you worry. Look, it's not the first one. Unfortunately, in Australia, I don't know if you have them overseas, but you have German cockroaches, and once your house gets German cockroaches, it's almost impossible to get rid of the little suckers. We have them in our home because it was a rental for 15 or 16 years before we bought it. And 5 years later, we still get these little cockroaches. We can't get rid of every single one. So, shoo fly out. One. Oh, he just slammed the door. Yeah, so they're little tiny German cockroaches. Then they get into everything, of course. And a lot of these kids just leave their PlayStations on 24/7, so they become a nice little home in winter because they're nice and warm. So it is what it is, I guess. Hey, mate, did you look hard for a Sparky? Simon, yes. Okay, so the story with the Sparky is originally, before I put any of this stuff in, I contacted J-Jaw Electrical, and they took 3 months to actually, and I've got all the invoices up there, but they took 3 months before they'd actually installed my inverter because they had to go through all the rules and make sure it was actually legal for them to do it and all that sort of stuff. So I had a lot. I think you'll see that in my early videos. It took me a long time to get an electrician that was willing to install it and install it all properly and give me all the paperwork. And I found that paperwork the other day for the ABC. So it was really, really hard, and I had to spend a lot of extra money on bits and pieces and to do it better, I guess. I mean, I had an idea in my head how I wanted it done, but they needed to do it their way, so I had to spend quite a bit of extra money originally for the Sparky. Of course, I've had three different Sparkies since then, 2 or 3. All sourced from wherever I can for different things. Every time I've done a change, a licensed electrician has been involved. And then more recently, of course, the Sparky has helped me with everything, and especially little things like cable layouts and where to run my DC cables and stuff like that. All that sort of stuff. Not just the electrical safety, but the layout and all that. I'm not really good with that stuff. I would have just laid it out and gone, that'll do, and then obsessed over it for 3 weeks trying to get it right. But he just nailed it, and it worked, and it always has worked. Hey mate, did you have a look? Okay, so we did that. Always good when you can blame the kids. That's it. Maybe break time over later. Thanks, Average. Thanks for tuning in. I like to be transparent, Tony. Well said. Wave Opus Supercharger. I think it's just to cool it down. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that. I guess it's just the green screen, but who knows? It doesn't matter. So I see through waves through the wrench. Warm cockroach house. Yeah, that's what it is, unfortunately. So. Anyway, guys, look, I've caught up with the chat, which is probably a really, really good place to say ciao and get out of here and go and spend some time with the family. I would like everybody for tuning in again. Thank you very much. It is much appreciated. If you're watching this later, leave the little clicky button, the likey thing, because it will make me a little bit of extra money, and I would appreciate that this month. Um, and if you can share, whatever, who cares? It doesn't matter. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much for my moderators and my supporters. I couldn't do it without you. Remember to be extra nice to your kids. They oh, folks, that is true. Thank you very much. I can go to bed. Yes, I wasn't stopping you from going to bed. Thank you very much. And I hope this whole new format's going to work. And I'll see if I can make it even better again. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.